What's going on, everybody? Hope you're all having a fantastic day today. Now today, once again, we're going to be checking out some Battlefield 4 gameplay. And to be honest with you guys, this gameplay right here is absolutely insane. I think each and every one of you guys are going to absolutely enjoy it. But today's commentary is going to be the top 3 things that could potentially destroy Battlefield 2042 from my personal experience from past Battlefield titles. Now these 3 things come from me specifically playing different Battlefield games and things that just annoyed me the most from each title. Now it's not many things that really annoyed me from past games like Battlefield 1 didn't really bother me too much. Battlefield Hardline, it was good, you know, it was average. Battlefield 3, Battlefield 4, but there are tiny little aspects that when it comes down to infantry gameplay and just enjoying the game, it just, oh my goodness, these things just piss me off to the next level. Now the first thing, in my personal opinion, that could really destroy Battlefield 2042 is the helicopter gameplay. Now, a lot of people who are just coming into Battlefield that never experienced Battlefield 3, Battlefield 4, or any other past games, and you have only played Battlefield 1 and Battlefield 5, even Hardline, even if you played Battlefield Hardline, that wasn't really too, amazing of a helicopter game either. But if you played any of those games, you didn't really get to witness the true potential of what an insane little bird pilot can actually do in a Battlefield lobby. I mean, the majority of the people that you see topping off with 100 kills, 150 kills, closing in on 200 kills, the majority of the people who are doing that aren't usually playing infantry or anything of that sort, but they're usually just maining vehicles. Whether they're sitting back in tanks, flying around in little birds, they play very defensively, and they try not to ruin their streaks. Now, tanks for me personally, I could deal with. A very experienced tank player, no matter how good you are, there's still a possibility that someone can still find a way to flank you, get around you, and destroy you. And especially in more current-day Battlefield games, not thinking back to Battlefield 4, games like Battlefield 1 and Battlefield 5, they definitely did make it a lot easier for you to single-handedly take down a tank without needing a squad of players. It's much easier, obviously, to have a squad of teammates with you who are all running, the assault class with, anti-tank stuff. But if you want to go ahead and try to single-handedly take it out, it's not impossible. But again, tanks are a very common thing when it comes to war. So in Battlefield 1 and Battlefield 5, there are tanks in the game, so it's nothing really anything different. But helicopters we have not seen in a very long time. And I don't think people understand, like I said, the potential that these individuals have. What I hope personally is either they're going to change the mechanics of the helicopters and make it a completely different learning curve. So when everybody gets on Battlefield 2042, it's basically a brand new experience. Everybody has to kind of, relearn how to get really good with flying a helicopter. But if they keep the same exact helicopter mechanics and just, upgrade them a little bit, since obviously it's on a more modern engine compared to what it was on back in the day with Battlefield 4. But if they just keep the same mechanics, nobody's going to want to learn how to fly helicopters. I don't think anybody understands how discouraging it is to be in a lobby with one of these people and you are trying to learn yourself how to fly a little bird or any helicopter in the game, but they are just going to keep stomping you down, dominating you, and refusing to allow you to actually learn how to fly a helicopter. Yes, obviously you can go into training grounds, or in Battlefield 2042 there's going to be lobbies filled with bots, but bots and training is nothing like the actual experience. You can train as much as you want against bots, but when it comes to actual, real people who actually have brains and know how to think, it's going to be a different experience. They have different tactics, they have different strafing moves, they know how to actually shoot a rocket at you. It's a different world. So I personally like practicing with real people, and it makes the experience a lot more enjoyable, and I don't mind getting my butt kicked by some helicopters. But when those individuals go to the point of not doing anything else in the game, every single lobby that comes through, they go into another helicopter, they go into another helicopter, and it's so bad to the point that even if they're on your team, you don't want to play with them. I don't want to play with these people on my team, because you want to know why? I'll never be able to play with a helicopter. I won't be able to practice with a helicopter. Because what they do is they sit in the back of the spawn and wait for the helicopter to spawn into the map, and then they spam straight on into it so nobody else can get a chance with this vehicle. They're just obnoxious players. They truly are. Not only do they completely dominate the skies 24/7, and they make it so difficult for anybody else to play in the sky, but also they don't allow anybody else on their team to actually play with these vehicles. So what I'm hoping here is that, one, they go ahead and they make it easier for other players to still be able to get helicopters. Hopefully there's not just one helicopter in the spawn that everybody has to fight over, because then obviously nobody will get a chance, because there's going to be those individuals who will gladly sit in their spawn for 2 hours straight just waiting for one helicopter to respawn. And two, I hope they change the mechanics a little bit, because it will make it an equal playing ground, so everybody who's hopping onto the game will start out at the same point. And if you're lazy, if you don't want to learn how to use helicopters, then by all means, you're going to fall behind. And then when people are really good at it, you're going to be lacking. It's going to really be pissing you off because you didn't bother to put in the time to actually learn how to use it. But enough with the rambling about little bird pilots. I could honestly probably make a whole 10-minute video talking about these little bird pilots. They make me so angry. I know it's wrong. I know it's wrong because, it took them a lot of time to learn it. But God, nothing is more annoying than that. I can promise you, as an infantry player specifically. But second up on the list here is the content model of Battlefield 5. That would 110% destroy the progress of Battlefield 2042. For those who don't remember Battlefield 5, I've been playing since day one. And my God, it was just absolutely disgusting. The first 3, 4, even up to 5 months of that game was the most dry, boring content you could ever see in your whole life. Not only was there no maps in the game, but at the same time there was no factions. This was a World War II game, and over half of the people who actually participated in World War II weren't even present in the game for basically a full year. And I know that's not really going to be an issue in Battlefield 2042 because it's a near-futuristic game. There's nothing historically correct that needs to be in the game to make it make any sense. They could do whatever they want. They could have a war with whoever they want, and the game will still be able to succeed. But I don't want them to follow the same content model as Battlefield 5. It was an awful time. Like now, if you were to go ahead and purchase Battlefield 5, it's a little bit more worth your money. There's a lot of stuff to do in the game. There's a lot of things going on. But in the very beginning, there was nothing to do. It suffered from the same problem as Call of Duty, where it gets stale after the first month because there's nothing in the game to experiment with. You play on the same maps every single day. You see the same weapons every single day to the point where it drives you crazy and you're completely bored of the title. Battlefield 2042 cannot, and I repeat, cannot follow the same business model as Battlefield 5. If it does, it will completely fail. I understand that the maps are going to be large, much larger than any Battlefield maps we've ever seen, and they're only going to be releasing 7 at launch. So, with the maps being so large, I think 7 will be okay at launch, but I do not want to see another Battlefield 5 where we wait 4 months to just get one map added into the game. And the funny thing wasn't the first DLC map that was added into Battlefield 5 wasn't even an infantry map. They completely made like a tank-based map. I think that was one of the maps. I forget the name of it. It was a completely open, like, farmland map that was just perfect for tanks and planes and stuff. Oh my God. Battlefield 5 was a disaster. Please, for the love of God, do not repeat that same cycle. And the last thing that I could think of that would completely destroy Battlefield 2042 at launch, obviously, coming from, once again, the same game that I think is one of the worst Battlefield games ever made, it comes straight out of Battlefield 5, and that is the ammo and health system. More specifically, the health system, because I gotta say the ammo in that game, they did fix up a little bit. In the beginning, my God, I mean, you got like 3 magazines of ammunition. You have 30 rounds in your first mag, you get 60 in your reserves. That's how much you had. It was stupid. It constantly ruined gunfights. You had to consistently run back all the way to your spawn just to pick up more ammo. It started you off with less rockets. You got 2 rockets off spawn, and still to this day, you have to go and pick up ammo just to get your... Oh my God, Battlefield 5 was such a disaster, but I don't think they're going to follow the same ammunition model as they did in Battlefield 5. I think that's scrapped. But the health model, I pray to God, because they never changed the health model in Battlefield 5. They kept it the same exact way. I pray to every Battlefield god known to mankind that they do not repeat the same health system for Battlefield 5. It was disgusting. Basically, how it works is that every time you get shot, you have a med pouch in your reserve, and then once you're out of that med pouch, you can't heal up all the way. But in past Battlefield games, like Battlefield 4, if you wait long enough, yes, you will regen to 100%. But in Battlefield 5, it's different. The more gunfights you get into, the more you lose health, which means the less you can actually regenerate back to 100%, if that makes any sense. So the more gunfights you get into, if you don't have a medkit, of course, soon you can only regen up to 80% health. Then after that, you can only regen up to 60% health. And then after that, you can only regen up to 40% health. You see what I'm saying here? It kills the whole purpose of engaging with enemies. It's encouraging campy and boring playstyles by saying, hey, if you get into one too many engagements, and if there's no medics near you, if there's no med stations near you, you gotta leave. You can't continue fighting. You gotta leave everything that you're doing. If you're trying to take a flag for your team, you better bounce out of there, get off the flag, go back to your spawn, and get some meds, because you're going to be stuck at 40% health, which is a massive disadvantage compared to someone with 100 HP. Same thing with tanks and airplanes. You can only regen up a certain amount of way, and then you have to go back to your spawn and heal all the way up back there, or you have to go to, a tank station, which there's not many of them, and then you have to build up the tank station every single time because they can get destroyed, and sometimes your team is just completely oblivious and they won't build it up for you, so you have to leave your tank, build up the tank station, get back in your tank, repair the... Oh my God. Battlefield 5 was disgusting. That's how I'm going to put it down here. It was a disgusting, experience. It was probably one of the worst Battlefield games I've ever played, and I swear, if they have that health system added into 2042, the game is doomed. It will not stand a chance. I'm telling you, Battlefield down to its core, even though it's more realistic than Call of Duty, it's still an arcade shooter. Even Battlefield 1, which was related around World War I, was more arcadey and more fast-paced than Battlefield 5, which is supposed to be World War II, which should have more tech, more stuff to play with than World War I, obviously, but it's a slower game. Now, I'm not very concerned because they said the game is going to play like Battlefield 3 and Battlefield 4 combined. Nice little mixture. And if that's the case, we shouldn't have to worry about having to stay at the back of the spawn 24/7 just to heal up. You know, we should auto-regen up to 100%, but it's still a concern of mine. And it's definitely still something that could completely destroy the experience of Battlefield. Guys, that's my top 3 list of things that I think that could completely destroy Battlefield 2042. I know, it's a pretty small list. It's only 3 things I mentioned, so I know for 100% that I did not cover everything that could destroy Battlefield 2042. So if it's things that you guys know, or things that you guys did not hear in this commentary, list them down in the comments section. Let me know what you guys think that could potentially just completely destroy your love for this next upcoming Battlefield game. But guys, thank you so much for tuning into this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure you leave a like. If you hate it, leave a dislike. Also, if you're brand new and you enjoy the content, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification button. Also, if you want to chat with me, there's 2 ways to do so. I have a Twitter and a Discord. Both those links are down in the description. And last but not least, if you want to catch me live streams and video games, I do that over on Twitch. Link to that is in the description as well. But guys, thanks so much for tuning in. See you on the next one. Peace out.